गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। कैसे हैं सब लोग? होप ऑल आर वेल। द टुडे टॉपिक इज अपील एंड रिवीजन। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक। Tax law impose various obligation on the taxpayer. Such obligation are broadly of two kind: levy related. We have discussed the scope of a levy, taxable value, tax ka rate, etc. And the procedural related. Procedural means very nice. Procedural means taking the registration, filing the refund application, depositing the tax, filing the returns. Then the taxpayer's compliances with these obligations is verified by the tax authority by exercising various powers such as scrutiny, audit, anti-evasion proceeding, etc. What is the anti-evasion proceeding? We talk about on this. We should talk about on this. Anti-evasion means when the department has the perspective that there is some leakage of the revenue. In that case, they can initiate the action by the department. In the department, there is a separate division: preventive division, tax evasion division, anti-evasion division. Or in some states, there is a separate anti-evasion division also. In center, some center authority are being formed for this purpose. DGGI, Director General of DGGST, Director General of GST Audit, DGGI, DGGST. These are basically having the pan-India jurisdictions. There is one more, I can say, directorate or DG arm. What is that? Director General of Risk Matrix Analytical. There are some analyticals which is being framed by them through the help of the system, and they are informing the tax officer. For one example, maybe there is a taxable supply as well as exempt supply reported by the taxpayer in the GSTR 3B. But he has not done the reversal as per the rule 4243. Such type of the analytics is being formulated and informed to the respective tax officer, jurisdictional officer, to take the necessary action. As a result of which, sometimes there are the situation of actual or perceived non-compliances. If the difference in the view persists, it results into the dispute. It means the department jurisdictional officer is saying you are required to reverse the input tax credit. But I am of the view that no, there is no requirement of the reversal of input tax credit, even though I have the exempt supply. Can you give me one example? Can you give me one example wherein I have reported my supply as exempt, but I'm not required to reverse my input tax credit? Can you please give me one example that where the supply has been reported as exempted supply, but I am not required to reverse any common ITC according to the rule 42 or 43? We'll discuss this question. Let me proceed further. Under the tax law, on any given set of the fact and the legal provision, there can be the different opinion or viewpoint. Like the question which I have asked, that even though there is some exempt supply, but I'm not required to reverse any input tax credit. No, Viraj. Because as per 17 subsection 2, the export is not a exempt supply. As per 17 subsection 2, the export is not an exempt supply. It is taxable supply for the purpose of reversal of common ITC. So export is not an exempt. So it does not fit to my answer to my question. I am giving you one example. If you refer the explanation to the rule 43, it talks about interest. Like if I am receiving the interest income, interest on fixed deposit, long-term loan advances, it is exempt supply as per the notification 12/2017, serial number 27. But do I need to reverse any common ITC? Answer would be no. Why no? Because explanation to the rule 43 says in below cases, there are 4 cases, one has omitted. In below cases, you are not required to reverse common ITC even if it is an exempt supply. So there is MEIS or SCIS duty script. Correct. So these are the example where the view are different. And we know that the entire tax is the interpretation. You might have the different interpretation, or I might have the different interpretation. In that case, the taxpayer may not agree with the adjudication order passed by the tax authority. It is equally possible that tax department may itself not agree with the adjudication order. See, it means jurisdictional officer has passed the order in favor of the SSC, but the commissioner is of the opinion that no, this order was wrong. It cannot be in this manner. The order is not correct. So he can also make the appeal against the adjudication order of the department itself. It is for the reason that tax statute provide appellate mechanism to both the side. As I communicated or as I discussed, that even taxpayer or department can make the appeal for the order passed by the adjudicating authority. Appeal is a timely resort for review by the higher authority where parties request for a formal change to an official decision. Since the right to appeal is a statutory right, please note it is not the fundamental right. The appeal is the statutory right, not the fundamental right. Meaning, hypothetically assume if there is no right given in the statute to make the appeal, you do not have the right to make the appeal. It means it is the right to whom you should appeal, at what level you should appeal. That power or that right has been given in the respective statute. When we read the GST, there are 4 levels of appeal or appellate level. Adjudicating authority. First, if you're not satisfied with the order of adjudicating authority, then you file the commissioner appeal, then tribunal, then high court, then Supreme Court. One quick question to all of you, whether GST tribunal has been formed or not. एक क्विक क्वेश्चन आप सभी लोगों से, क्या जीएसटी में ट्रिब्यूनल बन चुका है? Is it formed or not yet? The time limit prescribed by the statute for filing the appeal, the requirement of making the pre-deposit of a certain sum before the appeal can be heard by the competent authority are the example of such pattern the statutory right. Oh, you do not know? No problem, madam. See, the tribunal is not yet formed in the GST. The tribunal is not yet formed in the GST. What is the problem? Even after completion of the 5 year, it is not yet formed. Why? We'll discuss this matter. Yes, Shivam. Very nice. India has adopted the dual GST concurrent model. What is that? It means GST would be levied. If it is an intrastate supply, it would be levied by both center and state. And if it is interstate supply, only center has the power, parliament has the power to levy the GST, by which we can say that it only IGST being levied. So this is basically derived from the Article 246 capital A and Article 269 capital A of the Indian Constitution. Does this mean that if the taxpayer aggrieved by any proceeding, he will have to approach both authority? Answer is no. So for example, there is an intrastate supply and I have the doubt on the particular, or adjudication order has been given by the authority. Should I make the appeal by filing the appeal? Should I make the appeal to both the authority? The answer would be no. It is called as cross empowerment. It is called as cross empowerment. For example, I have filed the refund application. There is a refund of CGST and there is a refund of SGST. And my file or my circle is being with the state jurisdictional office, state jurisdiction. My jurisdictional officer is the SGST. So there is cross empowerment provision in the GST by which if the refund is being sanctioned by the SGST, he will have the authority to issue the refund for CGST part as well. Similarly, if he will issue the order, SGST will issue the order, it will be deemed that order has been issued by the CGST as well. And when I will make the appeal, I have to file the appeal with the CGST, with the SGST only to whom my jurisdiction falls. GST law make the provision for the cross empowerment between the C and S to ensure that proper officer under the CGST is also treated as the proper officer under the SGST or vice versa. Okay. Therefore, a proper officer can issue the order with respect to both. GST law also provides that where a proper officer under one act, say CGST or SGST, has passed an order, appeal or review or revision or rectification will be only with the proper officer of that act. Accordingly, if any order is passed by the proper officer, say Haryana SGST Act, it will be treated that the order has been passed by the Haryana CGST also. And similarly, when I will make the appeal with the Haryana SGST, it will be deemed that I have made the appeal with Haryana CGST also. Now this chapter 18, which is covered between section 107 to 121 and rules 108 to 116, prescribe the provision relating to the appeal and revision. And in the IGST, the section 20 says that whatever the provision of the CGST, it will be applicable to the IGST also. A brief overview we'll discuss in some time, but there are 4 levels of appeal. See, first, appeal adjudicating authority or revision authority. If you're not satisfied with the order of adjudicating authority, then you can make the appeal to the appellate authority. There is a parallel provision under revision authority. We'll discuss that also. Section 107, appellate authority, 108 for the revisional authority. Then if you're not satisfied with the order, you have the option to file the appeal with the appellate tribunal, that is section 109. Okay. Then you can make the appeal to the High Court, then Supreme Court. Okay. What is the appellate tribunal level currently? What is the problem? We all discuss in time to come. Now, first is the adjudicating authority. If the order passed by the adjudicating authority, you can make the appeal to the appellate authority. If the order passed by the adjudicating authority, then you can make the appeal to the appellate authority. Question comes, what is the meaning of adjudicating authority? Adjudicating authority means any authority appointed or authorized to pass any order, any decision under this act. Any authority appointed or authorized to pass any order, any decision under this act, but does not include CBIC. Revisional authority, AAR, Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling. AAR, sorry, Authority of Advanced Ruling, and this is Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling. There is a National Anti-Profiteering Authority. There is a National Appellate Authority also. Because these are the separate mechanism, AAR, AAR, National Authority for Advanced Ruling. Then Appellate Authority, Appellate Tribunal, and authority that is referred to in section 171 subsection 2. What is that? National Anti-Profiteering Authority. What is that? This is National Anti-Profiteering Authority. It means apart from these authority, like order passed by any authority, let's say superintendent, order passed by the assistant commissioner, they have the power to pass the order. Inspector has a power, some power given to the superintendent, some power given to the assistant commissioner, some power given to the deputy commissioner. There are varieties of the power according to the respective section. They have given the power that who has the authority to pass the order or the decision. Now, if taxpayer is aggrieved by the decision of the adjudicating authority, therefore you have to make the appeal to the appellate authority. Right, Mansa? The appellate tribunal is not yet formed, so therefore after the first level of the appeal in the GST, there are so many cases which is piled up here because of the non-formation of appellate tribunal. Some are being directed to the High Court because of natural justice. But yes, that order is pending so long. So because of this, appellate tribunal is not yet formed. Recently, in the 49 GST Council meeting, there was some decision. We'll discuss in the respective topic. Now, appellate authority means an authority appointed or authorized to hear the appeal as referred to in section 107. Okay, we'll discuss what is the appellate authority. Appellate tribunal means GST appellate tribunal constituted under section 109. Authorized representative means the representative as referred to in section 116. Board means CBIC, Central Board of Income, Indirect Tax and Custom. Commissioner means the Commissioner of Central Tax, CGST. Principal Commissioner of Central Tax appointed under section 3. And the Commissioner of Integrated Tax appointed under IGST Act. Revisional authority means an authority appointed or authorized for revision of the decision or order as referred to in section 108. Okay. Now we are starting the first level, that is appellate authority. Order has been passed by the adjudicating authority. Order has been passed by the adjudicating authority and the taxpayer is aggrieved by the order. Then he has the right to make the appeal to the appellate authority. Correct? Okay. Time limit to file the appeal. The time limit is 3 months. Time limit is 3 months from the date of the communication of the decision or order. A person aggrieved by the decision or order of adjudicating authority can file the appeal to the appellate authority within 3 months from the date of the communication of such decisions. Sir, where appellate authority held the proceeding or decision? You mean to say that physical office? Viraj, you mean to say the physical office? Under section 107 you are talking about. Give me the reply, then we'll give the answer. So if the order is being passed, passed on 23rd September and the same is communicated on 28th September. So already there is an office, zonal office and jurisdictional office already there of the every state, SGST, CGST. So there would be separate office in the same premises for the appellate authority. The appellate authority is nothing but the commissioner appeal. Appellate authority is nothing but the commissioner appeal. So it would be the same. That means they have already identified the places. Shivam, as of now, not yet started the faceless in the GST, but yes, very soon it will also be started in the GST. This is clear that faceless assessment would also be started in the GST. The adjudicating authority issued the adjudication order on 23rd September and communicated on 28th September. What is the time limit? 3 months from the date of communication, not from the date of order. Date of communication. On which date it has been communicated? 28th September. So it will be 3 months from the 28th September instead of 23rd September. There is a condonation of delay. Condonation of delay means if there is genuine problem by which the taxpayer cannot make the appeal within 1 month. If there is genuine delay, sufficient cause, then appellate authority can condone the delay by 1 month if it is satisfied that there was sufficient cause for such delay. It means the normal time limit is 3 months and plus 1 month for condonation of the delay, that is 4 months. Please note one thing, the appeal under section 107 has to be made online. The form number is APL 01. That would be made online. The appeal shall be filed in the APL 01 either electronically or otherwise as may be notified by the commissioner. So otherwise, sometime there is a genuine problem in the system or because of any reason, the commissioner has the power to accept the appeal in the hard copy also. But after 5 days, everything is settled now, almost settled. The portal is working fine. So appeal would be made online. And a provisional acknowledgement shall be issued to the appellant immediately. Now, I have made the appeal in the APL 1. Then, this is important. Certified copy of the decision or order shall be submitted within 7 days of filing the appeal and a final acknowledgement shall be issued thereafter. Now there is a requirement that first I will make the appeal, then I have to submit the certified copy of the decision or order along with all other document and then submit the same to the office. What is the date of filing of appeal? What is the date of the filing of appeal? If the certified copy of the decision is submitted within 7 days, then date of the filing of the appeal is the date in which APL 1 has been filed. See, it will depend upon the date when you submitted the decision or copy of the order, certified copy of the decision or order. The date of the filing the appeal shall be the date of issuance the provisional acknowledgement. If the copy is not been submitted within 7 days, then the actual date of submission would be the actual date of the submission of the certified copy would be the date of filing the appeal. Date, the appeal shall be treated as filed only when the final acknowledgement is being issued. The appeal is filed and provisional acknowledgement is issued on 10th September. Taxpayer submit the certified copy on 15th September. Then what is the date of filing the appeal? Just check whether it has been issued within 7 days. Yes, it is within 7 days. So the 10th of September would be the date of appeal. If suppose he has not submitted within 7 days, let's say he has submitted the certified copy on 25th September, then date of the filing of appeal will be the 25th September. Is it clear? Now, one important change I like to discuss with all of you. Again, certified copy need to be submitted, cannot be attached with the ITL 01. No. The current process they have to take, physically we need to submit the copy of all the document along with that certified copy of the order. This is rule 108, and I like to discuss only sub rule 3 with all of you. Only this rule I like to discuss with all of you. See, what is that? Just now we have discussed that where the decision or order appeal against is uploaded on the common portal. Decision or order is uploaded on the common portal. It means it is uploaded on the GSTN. Final acknowledgement indicating the appeal number shall be issued in APL 02 by the appellate authority or an officer authorized by him in this behalf, and the date of the issue of the provisional acknowledgement shall be considered the date of the filing of appeal. Perfect. If the decision or order is not uploaded on the common portal, the appellant shall submit the self-certified. Please note, this is a very, very important change. Again, that is not applicable for the next exam. But just for the sake of information, I'm sharing with all of you. Earlier, we have to submit the hard copy, certified copy of the decision or order. Whose decision? The first against which I am making the appeal. The order or decision passed by the adjudicating authority, I am filing the appeal. Then that order or the decision, I have to take the printout, visit the department through the jurisdictional officer, and take the stamp, take the acknowledgement, certified true copy, and that I have to submit to the first appeal. That was really pain area. Even though the decision or order is available online, still I need to do the same. But what is the changes? Now they are saying if the decision or the order is uploaded online, that's it, not required. If the decision or order is not uploaded on the portal GSTN, then appellant shall submit the self-certified copy. You are not required to visit the office, not required to visit the department jurisdictional officer, take the certification. No, self-certification would be sufficient. Copy of the said decision or order within a period of 7 days from the date of the APL 01, and final acknowledgement indicating the appeal number shall be issued in the APL 02. I hope now, Shivam, you have received your answer. I hope now you have received your answer. There's a difference between if the order is available online and if the order is decision or order is not available online. If it is not submitted within 7 days, then the date of the submission shall be considered the date of filing of the appeal. This approach is like the effective date of registration. Okay, Mansa, I agree with you that your point that if the appeal, if the registration is being made within 30 days, and the date of the liability would be the effective date of the registration, otherwise the date of the grant of the certificate. Bilkul, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Very nice. Good linking. जब तक आप स्टडी, मतलब कोई भी लॉ हो, मैं तो सिर्फ जीएसटी पढ़ाता हूं, जब तक आप इंटरलिंकिंग करना नहीं सीखेंगे ना, तब तक आपको ना तो इंटरेस्ट आएगा और ना ही एक्चुअल आउटकम आएगा. Till the time you will not start the interlinking the provision, like Mansa has interlinked this appeal mechanism with the registration chapter. ठीक है, like Shivam or Viraj is trying to interlink with the income tax provision. So this interlinking is very important. It will create the curiosity, interest, and also it will give the more clarity about the provisions. Mandatory pre-deposit we'll discuss separately. It is under heading number 7. We'll discuss separately. But we have to make the deposit, then only we can go for appeal. How much percentage? What is the upper cap? All we'll discuss in heading number 7. Appeal before the appellate authority, now by the department. At times, the department itself may not agree with the decision or order by the adjudicating authority. Then department can also file the appeal referred as review application before the appellate authority. It is called as review application. Order against which the application can be filed before the appellate authority. The commissioner may, on his own motion or upon request by the CGST, SGST or UTGST commissioner, examine. So this commissioner means it's CGST commissioner, or request from SGST or UTGST commissioner, examine the record of any proceeding in which an adjudicating authority has passed any decision or order under CGST, SGST, UTGST to satisfy himself about the legality or propriety of the decision. Time limit to file the application. Now, here the time limit would be 6 months and plus 1 month. 6 months plus 1 month. What is the 1 month? Condonation of delay, sir. Condonation of delay. The time limit to file the application, commissioner may by order direct any officer subordinate to him to apply the appellate authority within 6 days. So commissioner can direct any officer subordinate to him. They will apply to the appellate authority within 6 months. 6 months would be same from the date of the communication of the order. Determine for determination of such point arising out of the decision or order as may be specified by him. And again, condonation of the delay is 1 month. Next, the adjudicating authority passed the order on 23rd Jan, communicated same day to the commissioner. The commissioner direct his subordinate officer to file the review application with the appellate authority till 23rd July, that is 6 months. However, he can file by 1 more month, condonation of delay. Form C, APL 01 would be if the taxpayer, aggrieved party, agreed taxpayer is like to make an appeal. APL 02 is the acknowledgement. APL 03 if the department like to go the appeal or for review application. Such application shall be dealt by the appellate authority as if it was an appeal made against the decision or order of adjudicating authority. Now, important point, there is no requirement to make the pre-deposit if the department make the appeal, obviously. In case the appeal party allowed by the partly allowed by the appellate authority, then can department go for the review application? Double A means appellate authority, adjudicating authority. Appeal partly allowed by the appellate authority, then can go. See, department like to go, they have the time and they can go. It is an appeal by the department. There is no restriction. Might be there are suppose 7 line item. The adjudicating authority has passed the order out of 7 item. The 3 item the department does not agree, and balance 4 item the SSC not agree. So SSC can also appeal and department can also make the appeal. No problem. The appeal process followed by the appellate authority. The appellate authority has to follow the principle of natural justice, such as hearing the appellant, allowing the reasonable adjournment. The adjournment can be maximum for 3 times, permitting additional ground of the appeal if found reasonable, etc. Because if the appellate authority does not give the reasonable time or does not allow the opportunity of being heard, then it is majority chance that that order will be null and void by the higher authority when in the appeal. So it is very, very important that appellate authority or adjudicating authority, even adjudicating authority should give the opportunity of being heard. It is the basic principle of natural justice of Constitution. Order of appellate authority. The appellate authority can make the further inquiry and pass its order. Appellate authority can make further inquiry and pass its order. OIO. It's called as OIA, order in appeal, and OIO, order in original. So there are 2 terms which is normally being used: OIA, order in appeal, and OIO, order in original. Appellate authority can make further inquiry and pass its order, which may confirm, modify, annul. Annul means cancel the decision or order appealed against. So they can confirm same, they can completely cancel, or they can modify also. However, the appellate authority cannot refer the case back to the adjudicating authority that passed the decision order. It means they cannot say just this matter has been redirected to the adjudicating authority. No, they have to hear and they have to decide, either confirm or modify or cancel. The appellate authority can increase the rigor of the order appealed against by enhancing any fees. Can also increase the rigor of the order appealed against by enhancing any fee or penalty or fine in lieu of the confiscation or confiscation goods of greater value, or reducing the amount of the refund or ITC, but this can only be done after reasonable opportunity of so cause against the proposed order. Okay. If the appellate authority is of the opinion that any tax has not been paid, short paid, erroneously refunded, ITC wrongly availed or utilized, no order requiring the appellant to pay such tax or ITC shall be passed unless the appellate is given notice to so cause notice against the proposed order, that is under section 73 or 74. We all know what is the 73 and what is the 74. Quickly tell me which one is the fraud case. Quickly tell me out of the 73 and 74. If the intention is malified, the authority would initiate the action under 73 or 74. Correct. The answer is 74. One more quick question. Can you please tell me the time limit to issue the so-cause notice in 73 as well as 74? Can you please tell me the time limit to issue the notice in 73 as well as 74? Time limit to issue the notice in 73 as well as 74. So for the previous question, all are correct. Kausiki, Mansa, Viraj, that it is under section 74. Viraj, 73 correct, 74 rethink. नॉट क्लियर कौशिकी, नॉट क्लियर. एक बार वापस आंसर करें. Yes, absolutely correct. For section 73, the time limit to issue the notice is 2 year 9 months, and for 74 it is 4 year 6 months. Very true. Shivam has asked the question, in case of the best judgment assessment, BJA, fine, the taxpayer goes for appeal to the appellate authority, okay, against the order of the adjudicating authority. Then will the appellate authority provide the taxpayer fresh opportunity to file the return? See, the return cannot be filed again. The same return cannot be filed again. It can be modified or it can be amended. As we know, the GST mechanism, GST return ka mechanism is that we cannot file the return once it is furnished. We cannot file the revised return. There is no concept of the revised return. We can only file the, or when we can only do the amendment. Either I have to pay the additional tax or the refund would be given. But the opportunity would not be there to file the fresh return. Is it your question? Whether question is clarified, kindly confirm. Otherwise, I'm okay to raise counter question. So there is no problem to do the argument, to do the discussion multiple times. But the topic and the point and the query which you ask should be clear. That's it. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. See, order in appeal shall be the speaking order. That is also one of the important element, that if it is not the speaking order, then again it will be challenged in the higher level of appeal. Correct. So it shall be stated, state the point for the determination, the decision thereon, and the reason for that decision. The law provide an advisory time limit of 1 year from the date of filing the appeal for appellate authority to decide the appeal. The period of the stay order by any court or tribunal shall be excluded in computing the period of 1 year. The law provide an advisory time limit of 1 year from the date of the filing of appeal for the appellate authority to decide the appeal. So normally the time limit is 1 year, but there is a, actually if you ask, there is a too many delay because of the compilation of the matter. So many appeal are being already filed. So many appeal are matter pending before the first level of appeal, appellate authority. So normally it is advisory time limit, the period of the stay order. However, this counting of period of 1 year, it will exclude the time period by which the court or tribunal has a stay. Adjudicating authority passed the order on 23rd Jan and it was communicated to the taxpayer on the same day. Taxpayer filed the appeal on 16th Feb. Then appellate authority should decide the appeal within 1 year, that is 16th Feb 2022, where it is possible to do. Adjudicating authority passed the order on 23rd Jan 2022. It was communicated on the same day, and a taxpayer filed the appeal against the order of the appellate authority on 16th Feb 2021. And this period, let's say there was a stay appeal proceeding before the appellate authority are stayed by any court for the period between 1st May to 30th June. So this will be excluded. Now you have to add this period in 16th Feb. So it will be, you can calculate, and I think it would be the 18th April 2022. Then how will the taxpayer prove his point when no? See, Shivam, if the return is not furnished, there is no time bar. As of now, there is no time bar. It is proposed, say in the last GST Council meeting and the finance bill, if I take the decision of both, there is a proposal that you cannot furnish the return after the expiry of the 3 years from the due date. But suppose today, if my registration is active, I can file the GST return of July also, July 17. Currently, there is no restriction. Once it is furnished, then I cannot file again of same period. I can only do the amendment in the subsequent period. That was the point I like to discuss with you. See, there is a proposal that you cannot furnish the return after the expiry of 3 years. It is not yet implemented, or it is not yet effective as well. Clear, Shivam? Confirm Gana. On disposal of the appeal, appellate authority shall communicate the order passed by it to the appellant, respondent, and to the adjudicating authority. Copy of the order passed by the adjudicating authority shall also be sent to the jurisdictional commissioner or the authority designated by him in this behalf, and the jurisdictional SGST, UTGST commissioner or an authority designated by him in this behalf. Every order passed by the appellate authority shall be final and binding on the parties, unless the dispute is taken to the higher appellate forum. Now, appointment of appellate authority. Any person aggrieved by the decision or order passed by the GST law, or an officer directed to appeal against any decision or order passed under said law may appeal within 3 months or 6 months in case of the department. Shivam, in the proposed amendment, there is a proviso. In the proposed amendment, there is a proviso. The commissioner can allow also even after the expiry of the 3 years, as the case may be. So, suppose if they like to give they have the power to give the facility to file the return even after the expiry of the 3 years. So yes, the mechanism is there. Power is there. So in that proposed changes. Okay. Appointment of appellate authority. So what is that? Any person aggrieved by the decision under GST law or an officer directed to appeal against the decision under the said law may appeal within 3 or 6 months from the date of the communication of the order as follows. Now, the important point, the first level of the appeal, appellate authority, would either be the commissioner appeal or the joint commissioner appeal. See, that who will hear my case? See, it is both are first appellate authority. It is not that if I am aggrieved by the joint commissioner, I can further make the appeal to the commissioner. No. They are saying that if the original decision order is being passed by the additional or the joint commissioner, then first appeal would lies with the commissioner appeal. Next, if the decision or order is being passed below additional or joint commissioner, like deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, superintendent, correct? In that case, the first appeal lies with the joint commissioner appeal. Please note, there is no further level. It doesn't mean that if you're not satisfied with the order of joint commissioner, then you can appeal to the commissioner. No, then directly tribunal. Now, a summary of the provision is given at the next page. So first we'll see the section 107 and then we'll move to the section 108. What is the summary? Commissioner may direct any officer subordinate to him to apply to the appellate authority to determine a specified point relating to the legality and propriety of an order of any adjudicating authority passed under GST law. What is the time limit? 6 months from the date of communication. From the date of the order would not be the correct. Please note. What is the time limit? 6 months from the communication of the order, not the from the date of order. ये गलती मत करना, आप डेट ऑफ ऑर्डर मत लिखना, कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ द ऑर्डर लिखना, ठीक है. एंड 1 month would be the condonation of delay. Sir, stay order is excluded order date to extend by such period. Yes. For example, there was a stay for 1 month. So we had the example also, right? So like normally time limit is 16/5, but suppose the order is being stay by 2 months, then that period to hear the appeal, to give the decision or order final by the appellate authority, that would also be extended by that period. Clear, Mansa? Any person agreed by the decision, then he has the time limit of 3 months plus condonation of the delay 1 month. Form would be APL 01, and if the commissioner filed the commissioner direct any officer, then form number would be APL 03. Pre-deposit would be required. We'll discuss what is the percentage, 10, 20, 25, something. There are different categories. We'll discuss in the respective provision, not now. Now the appellate authority will give the appellant a chance to be heard. Appellate authority may allow the appellant during the hearing to add any ground of appeal not specified in the ground of appeal, and can grant the 3 adjournment up to 3 months, up to 3 times. Maximum 3 time adjournment is possible. Yes, Kaushiki, absolutely correct. If appellate authority may the appellate authority may confirm, modify, or annul, cancel the decision or order, but they cannot redirect the same to the or back to the adjudicating authority. Okay. So by this we have completed section 107. Now we are moving to the section 108. टू डेज एक्स्ट्रा इसलिए ऐड किया ना, फैब 28 का होता ना कौशिकी, फरवरी 28 का होता, 30 का नहीं होता, तो इसीलिए 2 दिन एक्स्ट्रा चला गया. क्लियर? Fine. Power of the revisional authority, section 108. Order which can be revised. The GST law also provides the mechanism of revision by the revisional authority of the order passed by its subordinate officer. Okay, got your point. Wait. Let me go back to the example. एक सेकंड, कुछ कंफ्यूजन है. लेट मी गो बैक टू द एग्जांपल. 1 मिनट देना मेरे को. हाँ, ये वाला एग्जांपल है. सो फाइन, यू टेल मी हाउ मेनी डेज बिटवीन 1 मई टू 30 जून. आप मुझे इसमें दिन बताइए, कितना दिन हुआ. 31 मई का हुआ और 30 जून का हुआ. आई कैन से द ऑर्डर वाज स्टे बाय 61 days. Am I right? Order was stay by 61 days. Now, please add 61 days in the 16th Feb 2020. Normally, it will be 16th Feb 2022. Please add 61 days. प्लीज एड 61 डेज. तो आप क्या करोगे? फरवरी का कितना दिन हुआ? 16 और 12, 13 दिन ये फरवरी का हुआ. ठीक है ना? देन मार्च का 31 हुआ. 3 और 1 4, 3 1 4 44. बैलेंस निकालिए. सो ये 12 दिन ही होगा. सॉरी. ठीक है. बैलेंस अगर आप करेंगे 61 डेज. 18th अप्रैल. Fine, na? Clear. Fine, thank you. Is there any mechanism of including additional evidence in appellate authority proceeding, and if yes, what is the process? Is there any mechanism of including additional evidence in the appellate authority? Answer would be yes. Mechanism means they will allow me to add the ground. See, I have made the appeal online, and after that I will submit the document. Hearing, they can allow me to add the ground. So it will be like during the personal hearing or during the opportunity of being heard, they will allow me to add the additional ground. ठीक है. Power of revisional authority. The GST law also provides the mechanism of revision by the revisional authority of the order passed by its subordinate officer. Yes, madam. The GST law also provides the mechanism of revision by the revisional authority of the order passed by the subordinate officer. The revisional authority, either at its own choice, on most, or upon the information or request received from the commissioner, call for and examine the record of any proceeding. Here, record include all record relating to the proceeding under CGST available at the time of examination by the revisional authority. On examination of the case, if revisional authority is of the view that decision or order passed by the GST, I'm not repeating again, CGST, SGST, UT, GST, by any officer subordinate to him is erroneous. If the revisional authority is of the view that order is erroneous in the interest of the revenue, means government के interest के against में है, and is illegal or improper, has not taken into account the material fact whether available at the time of issuance of the said order or not, in consequence of an observation by the CAG, Comptroller Auditor General of India, then he may, if necessary, stay the operation of the such decision or order for such period as he may deem fit. But any document which is not in the file of adjudicating authority while passing the order and the taxpayer include that said document. Give me the example of the document, because in the above we have already discussed section 107. Appellate authority will allow to submit the additional ground to the applicant. So in that, by that point, we can say, yes, he can add the additional ground also. Let's, for example, just hypothetically example I'm talking about. Suppose only one example, Shivam, you can counter your question. Counter is your question. That suppose I have supplied to the merchant exporter, correct? I have supplied to the merchant exporter, and by applying the rate of 0.1%, and jurisdictional officer is asking document, I could not provide that document, so he passed the order that I should not charge 0.1%, I should charge actual tax rate. But when I'm making the appeal, meanwhile I have arranged all the document like shipping bill, etc., purchase order, copy of the tax invoice, everything. So prove that he has actually exported within 90 days. And on the shipping bill, my invoice number and my GST number is also written. So I have arranged that document and then submit the same to the adjudicating appellate authority. He will accept the same. Any other counterpoint? Or if satisfied, then kindly confirm. If necessary, stay the operation thereafter. Revisional authority, after making such further inquiry as may be necessary, pass such order as he think just and proper, including enhancing or modifying or annulling the said decision or order. Here decision include intimation given by any officer lower in rank that the revisional authority. Okay, but evidence, because there is a separate procedure to admit the evidence in the income tax. So here there is no separate process. There is no separate procedure as of now. In the GST law, there is no separate procedure. Answer to the ITC reversal is okay, Viraj. Very late. मैंने क्वेश्चन लगभग हाफ एन आवर पहले पूछा था. Probably there may be the network issue. Thereafter, the revisional authority, after making such further inquiry as may be necessary, pass such order as you think just and proper, including enhancing or modifying or annulling the decision or order. Here, the decision include intimation given by any officer lower in the rank that revisional authority. Along with the order, RSL also issue the summary of the order, clearly indicating the final amount of the demand confirmed. If the revisional authority decide to pass an order which is likely to affect the person adversely, only one thing, reasonable opportunity of the beginner to be given. Every revision order subject to further appeal to the Tribunal, High Court, Supreme Court to final and binding on the parties. Now power. The power of the revision is subject to the condition that non-appealable order and the decision under section 121 cannot be revised. What is the 121? We'll discuss at a later stage. Non-appealable order. ठीक है, जैसे किसी का फाइल ट्रांसफर कर दिया, सो और किसी को इंस्टॉलमेंट का ऑप्शन दिया, तो देयर आर सर्टेन ऑर्डर व्हिच आर नॉट अपीलेबल. We'll discuss in section 121 further. The revisional authority shall not exercise the power of the revision if the order sought to be revised has been subject to an appeal before appellate authority or tribunal or high court or Supreme Court. Means limitation. Limitation means power is limited to following point. In GST law, there is no provision for revised return. Yes, but yes, revisional authority is there for the benefit of SEC. Interesting. Okay. The revisional authority shall not exercise the power of the revision if the order sought to be revised has been subject to an appeal. So the matter is already being pending with the appellate authority, court, tribunal, etc. The period of 6 months has not yet expired or more than 3 years have expired after the passing the decision order sought to be revised. Meaning thereby the period of 6 months means from the date of the order, it cannot start within 6 months. They cannot revise the order within 6 months. And not more than 3 years. So they have to revise within 3 years only. The order has already been taken for the revision at earlier stage, or order sought to be revised is itself revisional order. The RA may still pass an order on any point which has not been raised and decision in an appeal before appellate authority, tribunal, high court, supreme court. Before the expiry of the period of 1 year from the date of the such order in such appeal, or before the expiry of the period of 3 years from the date of the initial order, whichever is later. The RA still pass an order on any point which has not been raised in any higher authority, higher appellate mechanism, before the expiry of the 1 year from the date of the order in such appeal, or period of the expiry of the period of 3 years from the date of the initial order, whichever is later. Let's read the example. Taxpayer is served with an adjudication order on 25th May 2021. The RA can revise the order during the period between 26th November, that is 6 months, and 3 years, 25th May 2024. ABC Private Limited manufacture product P and Q. The company avail the benefit of the exemption notification in respect of the product P and pay the taxes on Q at the rate of 12%. SOCO's notice was issued on the company alleged that product P was not eligible for exemptions and product Q is liable to be taxed at the rate of 18%. First, adjudicating authority concluded that the rate of the taxes in product Q was correct, but the exemption was being availed wrongly. Consequently, an order confirming the demand of 10 lakh was passed by the adjudicating authority on 15th Jan 2021. The company filed an appeal against the order. Company filed an appeal against the order before the appellate authority on 16th Feb 2021. The appellate authority passed the order in favor of the company on 31st October 2021. Now, RA can pass the revised order in respect of the tax rate on product Q before 31st October 2022, that is 1 year from the date of the appellate authority of order, or 15th Jan 2024, whichever is later. Thus, the RA can pass the revised order by 15th Jan 2024. Period to be excluded in computing the limitation period of 3 years. So again, if the decision or order sought to be revised involve an issue on which appellate tribunal or high court has given the decision in some other proceeding, and an appeal to the high court or the supreme court against such decision is pending, the period spent between appellate authority to high court to supreme court. If the order is being passed by appellate authority, then the date of the decision by appellate tribunal and the date of the decision by the high court. So between two authority, what is the time taken? That time would be excluded for computing the period of 3 years. And similarly, let's say the decision is being passed by the high court, then date of the decision of high court, again, then you can appeal to the supreme court and the decision given by the supreme court, whatever the time period between them, it will be excluded. Period to be excluded in computing the limitation period of 3 years. If the decision or order sought to be revised involve an issue on which appellate tribunal or high court has given its decision in some other proceeding and appeal has been made, decision by appellate tribunal, then appeal would be high court, decision by the high court, then appeal to the supreme court. So appeal to be made against such decision, then the period will be excluded. Which period? The time taken by the high court or supreme court, that period would be excluded. Shall be excluded in computing the period of the 3 years, and where proceeding for revision has been initiated by way of issuance of the SOCO's notice in section 108. Now, when the issuance of the revision order is stayed by the court, then again it will be excluded in computing the 3 years. Simple example, the adjudicating authority passed the order on 23rd Jan. It was communicated to the taxpayer on the same day. The revisional authority called for the record of the proceeding on 1st August, that is after the expiry of 6 months, and started examining the same. A revisional order to be passed by authority is stayed by the court for this period. Then the period of 61 days during which the stay was in operation will be excluded in computing the 3 years. The provisions relating to revision empower the superior authority to revise the order or the decision passed by their subordinate officer, which are found to be improper. Since appellate authority also has the power to cancel or enhance the demand in order to avoid any duplication of proceeding, an order which is subject to appeal cannot be revised. So that is already, suppose matter has already been gone to the appellate authority. So they are saying because appellate authority has the power to modify, cancel, enhance, correct, then the order would not be subject to the revision authority, revision order. Okay? Because it will lead to be the duplication. However, the revisional order can be passed on the point that are not raised or decided in an appeal. Accordingly, the law provides for extension of the time limit for revising the order that are subject matter of an appeal. Extension to the prescribed limitation also applies where the revision proceedings are stayed. Correct. So at 2 places, the time period would be not counted in, or the limitation period would not exclude the period which is being taken by the decision by the next authority, next appellate level, or stay by the court. Adjudicating authority and revision are not on the same level? No, not on the same level. Here you will able to understand the adjudicating, the revisional authority. The CBIC has authorized the following officer as a revisional authority. The decision or order passed by the additional or joint commissioner. Who would be the revisional authority? Principal commissioner or commissioner. Principal commissioner would be the senior to the or next hierarchy to the commissioner. If the decision or order passed by the deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, or superintendent, then additional or the joint commissioner. Appellate tribunal under GST law. See, the tribunal is not yet established, even though we have the provision in the GST law. There was the provision in the GST, but the tribunal is not been established. Can anybody like to share the reason? What was the problem? Shivam has already given the answer. My question is, कौशी की बहुत लंबा हायरार्की है, विल फिर कभी डिस्कशन करेंगे. Like first inspector, then superintendent, then assistant commissioner, then joint commissioner, then additional commissioner, then commissioner, then principal commissioner. उनके बीच में भी कई लेवल है. That we will discuss separately, but for the understanding this chapter, it would be sufficient. Inspector, then superintendent, then assistant commissioner, then deputy commissioner, then additional commissioner, joint commissioner, commissioner, and principal commissioner. The tribunal is the second level of the appeal, where appeal can be filed against the order in appeal passed by the appellate authority or order in revision passed by the revisional authority by any person aggrieved by such an order in appeal or order in revision. What was my question? Can anybody tell me the reason for non-constitution of appellate tribunal? The reason was, let me go to the reason. The reason was the divisional bench of Madras High Court in case of Revenue Bar Association versus Union of India has struck down the composition of appellate tribunal, because in any tribunal the judicial member cannot be lower than the technical member. What we have made the GST law talks about, that there would be one judicial member and there would be two technical member, one technical member for center, one technical member for state. By this, what happened? The judicial member is become lower, which cannot be possible in case of tribunal. So that was the problem by which the constitution was challenged, and till now they have not decided that what should be do. Finally, in the last 49 GST Council meeting, which was held in Feb 23, now they have come to the consensus. What is the consensus? They are saying, so finally it is not being out, but they are saying we all have agreed there is a group of ministers being formed. So sometime what is the GOM? You should also understand GOM. So sometime what happen when the problem is such which need the time and evaluation, then what the government is doing, they are forming the group of minister. Let's say they are taking 5 or 10 state in that particular GOM. So there was group of minister on the rate rationalization. There was GOM on online gaming, taxability of online gaming. There was GOM on tribunal, GST appellate tribunal. So what they are discussing with all the possibility, all the possible formation combination, and finally they are presenting the decision in the GST council meeting. Therefore, in the last council 49 GST council meeting, they have discussed this agenda, and in the press release of the 49 council meeting that they are saying, yes, there will be slight changes in the existing provision and it will be ruled out. So it is possible that in the 2023, we all have the GST appellate tribunal. Now, there are two possibilities to solve this problem. Either they will increase the one judicial member. Currently, there is one judicial member and two technical member. So what they can do, the one possibility, they can increase one judicial member. So by which they will be equal. No problem. The matter is going to be resolved. Problem is resolved. Second possible solution, they will not increase the judicial member. They will decrease the technical member. But this would not be accepted probably. By which? Q? Because so there would be, let's say, 5 benches or 10 benches in a state. Let's say 10 benches in the state. And they are saying that yes, there would be one technical member. So in 10, they will select by lottery or by any consensus. They will decide that in these 5 benches, the technical member from state would be there. And in the rest 5 benches, the technical members center would be there. So by this mechanism, state will lose the power. But state does not lose the power in the tribunal. So there is two possibility. Chances are that the possibility number 1, increase the judicial member by one more member, increase the judicial member by one more number. So by which there would be 2 judicial member and 2 technical member. This is the possibility of getting approved. So when we all have the amendment, then we can able to see the proposition or constitution of the appellate tribunal. So it will require the amendment in the section 109, 1110, or in all these sections, there would be amendment. So now we are going to read the section 109. Let's complete this. To remove the difficulty arising in giving effect of the above proposition. So let's say, so consequently, the appellate tribunal has not been constituted so far, and therefore an appeal cannot be filed within 3 months from the date on which the order is sought to be appealed against the communication. To remove the difficulty arising in giving effect of the above provision, the government has issued CGST 9th removal of difficulty order dated this. It has been provided that the appeal to the tribunal, now point to be noted, appeal to the tribunal can be made within 3 months or 6 months by the department from the date of the communication of the order by the appellate authority. Okay? Or, this is important, date on which the president or the state president, as the case may be, of the tribunal enter office, whichever is later. So it means all the decision passed by the appellate authority is pending for next level of appeal to the tribunal. And as a reason, no recovery can be made. Hence, as of now, the prescribed time limit to make the application to the appellate tribunal will be counted the date on which the president, in case of the national appellate tribunal, or state president in case of the state benches, national bench or state bench. So what is the concept we will discuss? Enter offices. Since the appellate tribunal is not functioning currently, aggrieved party need to file the writ before the High Court if they want to seek any relief. What is the point? See, in most of the cases of EV bill, the relief is being granted by the High Court in the current time because there is no tribunal. So either they have to wait or they can go to the High Court and take the relief. So this is the situation of tribunal. Let's take a break of 15 minutes. We'll resume at 7:35 and start the balance part of the discussion. We'll resume at 7:35 p.m. and we'll start the balance part of the discussion. ठीक है, अशोक जी, you can start. So we have completed the present status of the GST Appellate Tribunal. One question is being asked, can High Court entertain regular appeal? Answer is no. Other than it, they cannot accept. So there is principle of natural breach of principle of natural justice or unnecessary demand. You can just file the writ. Otherwise, as a normal level of appellate, it will not entertain without ignoring the tribunal. Means ignoring the tribunal. So this is my view. Now move to the Appellate Tribunal. First, we discuss what is the constitutions and structure of the Appellate Tribunal. The law envisages the constitution of the two different set of the tribunal benches, both functioning at parallel. One is national bench and second is state bench. One is national bench and second is the state bench. And within the national bench, they can create further level of the regional bench. And in the state, they can also create the further benches, which is called as area bench. Both these are called as GST Appellate Tribunal. The jurisdiction of the two benches of the GST Tribunal, if the matter relate to place of the supply, see the order passed by the appellate authority, and one of the dispute is with respect to the place of supply, then the entire dispute will goes to the national bench or the regional bench of the tribunal who has the jurisdiction to hear the appeal. Second, if the dispute relate to the issue other than the place of supply, then the state or area bench will have the jurisdiction to hear the appeal. If the dispute relate to issue other than place of supply, then the state or area bench will have the jurisdiction to hear the appeal. So they have given the bifurcation. What is the scope of the national bench / regional bench, and what is the scope of the area bench / state bench? Correct. So if the matter is related to the place of the supply, it will goes to the national or regional, and otherwise it will goes to the state or area bench. Appeal against the decision of the national bench lies directly to the Supreme Court. See, if one is aggrieved by the decision of the national bench, then the next level of the appeal would not be the High Court. It will directly goes to the Supreme Court. And appeal from the state bench or area bench would goes to the High Court, then Supreme Court on substantial question of law. Okay. The composition of the tribunal as of now, which is being challenged. So yes, as of now it is there, but yes, it is going to be definitely changed as per the proposed amendment. National bench would constitute the one president. National or state bench would constitute the president, one technical member center, one technical member state. So as of now, the mechanism or composition is one president would be the obviously judicial member only, the retired judge or CGI or Chief Justice of India. Okay. So one is the judicially and the two is the technical member. Similarly, in the regional bench or area bench, one judicial member and the two technical member. The appointment to the tribunal and the functioning shall be in the manner as prescribed in section 110 and 111 of the CGST Act. On CJs to hold the office, the appointment to the tribunal shall not be entitled to appear, act or plead before the tribunal. So if there is no sufficient member, then it will not be discussed or it will not be heard by the appellate tribunal. In the absence of the member in any bench due to the vacancy or otherwise, an appeal with the approval of the president be heard by the bench of 2 members. So in the absence of any member, so as of now, they are saying there would be currently 3 members, but in the mechanism, in the absence of vacancy, it can be heard by the 2 members also. Let's say judicial member. See, what is the very risky proposal? Suppose judicial member is not there. Can it be heard only by the technical member then in that case? So what is the use of then tribunal? However, an appeal where the tax or ITC or the difference in the tax or ITC or the amount of the fine, fees or the penalty in any order against does not exceed 5 lakh and which does not involve any question of law, with the approval of the president, be heard by the bench, consist of the single member. So in between also they have also created one more slab. If it is not exceed 5 lakh, then it can be heard by the single bench as well. Procedure before appellate tribunal. The appellate tribunal shall not be bound by the procedure laid down by the civil procedure, code of civil procedure. However, it shall be guided by the principle of natural justice and shall have the power to regulate its own procedure. The procedure will be specified in the section, composition will be specified in section 110 and procedure will be specified in 111. And what could be the appellate tribunal shall have the same power as are vested in the civil court under the code of civil procedure 1908 while trying a suit in respect of the following matter, namely summoning and enforcing the attendance of any person, examining him on oath, requiring the discovery and production of the document, receiving evidence on affidavit, subject to the provision of section 123 and 124 Indian Evidence Act, requisition any public record or document or copy of the such record or document from any office, issuing commissions for the examination of witness or the document, dismissing the representation for default or deciding it ex parte, setting aside any order of the dismissal of any representation for the default or any order passed by ex parte, any other matter which is being prescribed. So these matter, the appellate or tribunal shall have the power while trying a suit in respect of the following matter. They are the power in the below matter. Okay. Then order of tribunal may be enforced in the same manner as it was a decree of the court. The tribunal can send for execution of its order to the court within the local limit of whose jurisdiction. In case the order is against the company, the registered office, the company जहाँ पे भी उसका registered office है, in that jurisdiction, the court, what is the court? The court, they can give the direction for following that order, enforcing that order. And in case of the order against any other person, the person concerned voluntarily reside or carrying out the business or personally works for gain. तो जहां पे भी उसका एड्रेस है, उसमें जो भी लोकल कोर्ट है, उस कोर्ट को ये इन्फोर्स करने के लिए कह सकता है. All proceeding before the tribunal shall be deemed to be the judicial proceeding within the meaning of section 193, 128, 228 and for the purpose of 196 of the IPC. So you have to read the parallel provision to have the better understanding. But as of now, for the exam point of view, these would not be covered definitely. Only it will be treated as a judicial proceeding. Okay. The appellate tribunal shall be deemed to be the civil court for the purpose of section 195 or the code of criminal procedure. Now the appeal to the appellate tribunal. See, first taxpayer, the order appealable to the appellate tribunal. Any person aggrieved by any order passed against him by an appellate authority or revisional authority under CGST, UTGST or SGST may appeal to the tribunal. Okay. What is the time limit? Time limit would be 3 months from the date on which the order was sought, and condonation again 3 months, 3 plus 3. The 3 would be 3 plus 3. Shivam, I will check and get back to you. So this word is basically from the Code of Civil Procedure, Code of Criminal Procedure and Indian Evidence Act. Okay. Then the tribunal can condone the delay of 3 months beyond the specified period of 3 months if it is satisfied that there was no sufficient cause for the delay. Form for filing the appeal. That form would be APL 05, either electronically or otherwise as the case may be. Notified by the registrar on the common portal, and provisional acknowledgement shall be issued to the applicant immediately. Certified copy of the decision or order against shall be submitted to the registrar within 7 days of filing the appeal, and the final acknowledgement shall be issued after. Date of filing the appeal. Again, if the certified copy of the decision or order is submitted within 7 days from the date of filing the appeal in the APL 05, the date of filing the appeal shall be the date of issuance of the provisional acknowledgement. I can say it is exactly similar to the provision which we have discussed in the appellate authority. Correct. However, if the said copy is submitted after 7 days, the date of filing the appeal shall be the date of the submission of such copy. The appeal shall be treated as filed only when the final acknowledgement is being issued. Power of tribunal to refuse to admit an appeal. So the tribunal has the power to refuse any appeal if the tax or ITC or difference in the tax or ITC does not exceed 50,000. If the matter is amount of the fine, fees or the penalty determined by such order does not exceed 50,000, they can refuse to accept the same. Memorandum of cross objection. What is that? The law provide filing of the cross objection by the respondent. So suppose Mr. A has filed the appeal, the department would be the respondent. Then department can submit the cross objection. What is the objection? Why he would like to contend that appeal against that appeal. It is provided that on receipt of the notice that an appeal has been filed, the party against whom the appeal has been preferred may, notwithstanding that he may not have appealed against such order or part thereof, within 45 days, the memorandum of cross objection in APL 06. So what is the time limit to file the memorandum of cross objection? 45 days. Okay. The tribunal can condone the delay of up to 45 days beyond the period of the 45 days. They can accept 45 plus 45. Fees would be the fees for filing the appeal or restoration of appeal shall be 1,000 for every 1 lakh of the tax or ITC involved, or the difference in the tax or ITC involved, or the amount of the fine, fees or the penalty determined in that order appealed against. However, the fees will not exceed 25,000. This is not the pre-deposit. Pre-deposit is something different. 10%, 20%, 25%, that is different. But this is the fees. Therefore, there shall be no fee for the application made before tribunal for rectification of error. Mandatory pre-deposit. Yes, what is the pre-deposit? 20%, but we'll discuss in the subsequent paras. Department. Now, the aggrieved party, the taxpayer is not making the appeal, but yes, the department like to file the appeal to the tribunal. The commissioner may, on his own motion or upon request from the commissioner, CGST or UTGST, SGST, examine the record. See, commissioner CGST तो ये या तो ये खुद अपनी इच्छा पर या request from state or UTGST commissioner. Examine the record of any order passed by the appellate authority or divisional authority for the purpose of satisfying himself as to the legality or propriety of such order. Commissioner may, by order, direct any officer subordinate to him to apply to the tribunal within 6 months. The difference from first appeal, first level of appeal, that is appellate authority. See, what was the time limit? 6 months plus 1 month condonation of delay. And what was the time limit to the taxpayer? 3 months plus 1 month condonation of delay. Now go to the next level of appeal to the tribunal. What is the time limit? 3 months plus 3 more months. 3 months is the normal time limit and 3 months is the condonation delay. But if you refer the time limit for department, they are only having 6 months and no condonation of the delay. Probably it is some error. In the time to come in future, you will find some condonation of the delay to be added for the department as well. क्योंकि अगर applicant taxpayer को मिल रहा है तो department को भी मिलना चाहिए condonation of delay in the same level which you have discussed in the first appeal. तो अभी time limit, what is the time limit? The time limit is 6 months from the date on which the order has been passed for determination of the point arising out of that order. The application shall be made in APL 07. ठीक है. Such application shall be dealt with by the tribunal as if it was appeal made against the order, the appellate authority or revision authority. What is the question? So एक मिनट मैं पीछे जाता हूं. Time limit to file the appeal is 3 months from the date on which the order communicated to the person. तो यहाँ पे तो ठीक है, ठीक है. And you were talking about department appeal. Time limit is 6 months. So again, you mean to say in the 6 month there is no communication of order, is it? एक बार कंफर्म करना, मैं आपको चेक करके बताता हूँ. एक मिनट रुकिए. So please confirm, is it the point which you like to ask? Correct. So observation is correct. Observation is correct. I do agree that in the language also, in the law also, same language has been used, has been passed for determination of such point arising out of that order. Absolutely correct. So there is two mistake. Prima facie it appear that first is continuation of the delay has not been given. Second mistake is that they are not saying that communication of the order 6 months. So basically they are like to reduce the time of making the appeal by the department. एक बार पढ़ते हैं appellate. There any provision to waive the pre-deposit by the appellate tribunal where there is a... मेरे हिसाब से नहीं, no. But let me discuss 107 subsection 6, then we'll able to understand what is the criteria and what are all the provisions are there. ठीक है. Tribunal का order. The tribunal after hearing both sides may pass such order as it think fit, confirming, modifying or cancelling the decision or order appealed against, or refer the case back to the appellate authority or revisional authority or to the original adjudicating authority with such direction as it may think fit for a fresh adjudication or decision after taking additional evidence if necessary. So I think Shivam, you're talking about that what could be the process of taking the additional evidence. ठीक है. So it can be with the direction of appellate tribunal also. For reason of natural justice, it is also provided that tribunal, if sufficient cause is shown, grant up to 3 adjournment to hearing of appeal to either side. The law provides an advisory time limit of 1 year from the date of the filing of the appeal for the tribunal to decide the appeal. Tribunal, when he passed the order, he will give the copy to the appellate authority, revisional authority, original adjudicating authority, applicant or appellant, and jurisdictional commissioner or the CGST or UTGST commissioner. Every order passed by the tribunal shall be final and binding of the parties unless the dispute is taken to the next level of appeal, that is High Court or Supreme Court as the case may be. What is the rectification of error? The tribunal can correct its own order for any apparent mistake, but it has no power for review. The tribunal may amend any order passed by it so as to rectify any error apparent on the face of the record if such error is noticed in the order by its own accord, or it is brought to the notice by the commissioner or other party to the appeal within a period of 3 months from the date of the order. Let's say total में mistake है. There is a mistake in the total. ठीक है. Or there may be some other mistake, clerical mistake. So it can request by the commissioner or by the other party of the appeal, but time limit will be 3 months from the date of the order. No amendment which has the effect of enhancing an assessment or reducing the refund or ITC or otherwise. No amendment which has the effect of enhancing an assessment, reducing the refund or ITC, increasing the liability. Obviously, whenever the order is against the taxpayer, opportunity of the being heard has to be given. That is crystal clear. We all know the principle of natural justice. Now we are moving to the pre-deposit. What is the pre-deposit? The right to appeal is a statutory right which operates within the limitation placed on it by the law. On such limitation that is generally applied basis, this principle in tax statutes that applicant must first deposit the dues before his appeal can be heard. Now, before reading the language, let me explain you some fact, then we'll move to the language of the law. See, we can divide the dispute in two parts. Suppose the adjudicating authority has passed the order for 10 lakh rupees. Okay. We are making the appeal. We know that yes, the 1 lakh was my mistake. I am agreeing to 1 lakh. That is admitted part. And 9 lakh I am not admitting. That is disputed part. Okay. So the admitted part has to be deposited in full. That is 1 lakh. And disputed part is cut 10%. Total 1,90,000 to be deposited in the first appeal. Same, let's say 9 lakh, the decision was against the taxpayer. He has agreed and now he has accepted again, let's say 1 lakh rupees as a admitted part. But he like to make the appeal, or that is the disputed part, he like to make the appeal to the tribunal. Is there any problem? Able to hear properly or not? एक बार confirm करें. Can you please confirm able to hear properly or not? एक बार confirm करें. Voice is not clear. एक मिनट रुको आपसे. मैं अच्छा ऑडियो क्लियर. अशोक जी, अशोक जी, स्टार्ट 2 मिनट का ब्रेक स्टार्ट कर दीजिए. 2 मिनट एक स्टार्ट कर दीजिए. जब भी हमारी बात सुनाए तो प्लीज क्लियर एक बार कंफर्म कीजिएगा बच्चा लोग कि मेरी आवाज आ रही है प्रॉपर. Kaushik, Viraj, Shivam, every participant, please confirm that voice is clear now. So that we can start the discussion. Now, fine, thank you. So you were talking about if quickly revise everything whatever we have discussed. That the first appellate authority, they have adjudicating authority has given the order of 10 lakh. I am agreeing. Admitted part is 1 lakh, that has to be deposited in full, and disputed part 9 lakh, the 10% of 9 lakh. So it would be 1 lakh and 90,000. So the total amount is 1,90,000, which need to be deposited for making the first appeal. Second appeal, let's say same situation, that the 9 lakh is the part which is again the out of which 1 lakh is the admitted part and 8 lakh is the disputed part. You will deposit 1 lakh in full, and the deposit of 8 lakh, 20% additionally, additional 20%. Now this time 1.6, so we have to deposit 2.60 lakhs. Now there is a upper cap also. There is an upper cap also. What is the upper cap? We'll discuss. And there is one changes in the percentage. In case of section 129, it means detention of the goods or conveyance, that there is a certain changes in the pre-deposit. We'll discuss that amendment as well. So let me share that study material. The pre-deposit section 107 subsection 6 that says, कौशिक की अब कैसी है, प्रॉपरली क्लियर है या अभी भी क्लियर नहीं है प्रॉपरली? Provide that no appeal shall be filed before the appellate authority unless the full amount of the tax, interest, fine, fees, and the penalty arising from the impugned order as it is admitted, sum equal to the 10% of the remaining amount of the tax in dispute. Underline the word tax in dispute, meaning thereby the 10% would be of tax. Suppose the dispute is with respect to the interest or penalty. Suppose the disputed part is for interest or penalty, no pre-deposit is required, because you talk about 10% would be for the tax in dispute. They are not talking about tax, interest, fine, fees, or penalty. No. Subject to the maximum of 25 crore. It means 25 crore CGST, equal amount would be of SGST, right? So upper limit is 50 crore. Upper limit is 50 crore. The payment of the pre-deposit ensure staying the recovery proceeding for the balance amount of the demand in dispute. If you will not deposit the, if you will not meet the payment, then your demand continue. If you deposit this 10% or admitted part in full, then the balance would be stay. Simple example, let's read the example. ABC Private Limited received the so-called notice demanding the tax of 10 lakh rupees, penalty of 10 lakh and interest of 2 lakhs. The adjudicating authority passed the order confirming the entire demand, while ABC Private Limited admitted the tax liability of rupees 5 lakh and interest of 50,000. और कितना अमाउंट डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा? I can say subject to the maximum of 25 crore. Can I say 61 plus 25 crore? Can I say 61 plus 25 crore? They have to deposit this much of the amount. Any problem? Any problem in the audio video? Any problem in the audio video? I can say that 10% would be subject to the maximum of 25 crore CGST plus 25 crore SGST. So the total demand would be, total deposit would be 61 plus 50 crore. So 111 crore has to be paid. If this much of the amount is being paid, then the balance amount or the 599 crore will get stay. Now we are reading the section 112 subsection 8 lays down the no appeal can be filed unless deposit is being made, full amount of the tax admitted and 20% of the remaining amount of the tax in dispute. मैं वापस रिपीट करता हूं, मैं वापस क्विकली रिपीट कर देता हूं, ठीक है ना, फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट. ABC received the so cause notice, demand 10 crore, penalty 10 lakh, interest 2 lakh. टोटल कितना हुआ? 10 lakh, सॉरी तुम्हारा टैक्स है 10 लाख तुम्हारा. हाँ, मैं वापस रिपीट कर रहा हूं कौशिकी, आई एम रिपीटिंग वंस अगेन एग्जांपल नंबर 10 and 11 but quickly this time. And interest would be 2 lakh. The total dispute is 22 lakhs. Now he has accepted for 5.5 lakh. 5 lakh का टैक्स लाइबिलिटी एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है और इंटरेस्ट 50,000 एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है. तो कितना डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा? जितना एडमिट किया, द अमाउंट विच ही हैज एडमिटेड ही हैज टू पे इन फुल प्लस डिस्प्यूटेड. अब डिस्प्यूटेड कितना हुआ? 5 लाख टैक्स और 9.5 लाख इंटरेस्ट. वेदर इज रिक्वायर्ड टू पे एनी इंटरेस्ट. 10% किसका है? 10% सिर्फ डिस्प्यूटेड टैक्स का है. तो इट मीन्स अगेन 50,000. 5 लाख डिस्प्यूटेड है, उसका 10% 50,000. टोटल अमाउंट टू बी डिपॉजिटेड 6 लाख. तो 22 में 6 डिपॉजिट करेगा, बैलेंस 16 स्टे हो जाएगा. आई होप इट इज क्लियर. नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल. नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल क्या है? बड़ा सिंपल एग्जांपल है. दैट द टोटल डिमांड इज 600 crore IGST, 100 crore पेनल्टी, 100 crore 10 crore इंटरेस्ट. तो टोटल डिमांड है 710 crore. Then how much he has accepted? Tax liability 50 crore he has accepted. Penalty is accepted 10 crore and interest he has accepted 1 crore. So 61 crore he has accepted. So he has to pay 61 in full. And the balance is 550 crore tax, 90 crore penalty, 9 crore interest. Please tell me how much he has to deposit. 61 plus 10% of the disputed. Can I say 55 crore he has to deposit? So the total is 116 crore he has to deposit. Any counter or any cross counter reply? Please confirm. Is it confirmed that he has to deposited 116 crore? या कोई गलती मैंने की है? Please tell me. Is there any mistake which I have did in this solving the example? Or yes, he has to deposit 116 crore. Is it right? Okay, Shivam is also confirming and Kaushik is also confirmed. Kaushik is also confirming. Go back to the provision. You have not considered this. The upper limit of 10% would be 50 crore. Upper limit of 10% would be 50 crore. Therefore, in this example, the pre-deposit would be not 55 of disputed, 61 which I have accepted plus 50 crore. Total deposit would be 111 crore. I hope it is clear. एक बार confirm करना, is it clear or not? Now, section 112 subsection 8 says that in case you are making the appeal to the next, that is tribunal, then again you have to deposit full amount admitted tax, interest, penalty, fees plus 20%, and 20% is additional 20%. 20% is additional. It means that 10% which you have deposited, over and above you have to pay 20% extra. It means at this stage, rough figure, I can say I have deposited 30% of disputed amount. I have deposited 30% of the disputed amount. Oh my God. See, full amount of the tax, interest, fine, fees and penalty, and 20% of the remaining amount, again the tax and dispute. What was the upper limit in the first level of appeal? 50 crore. What is the upper limit in the second level of appeal? 100 crore. Okay. Where the appellant has made the pre-deposit, the recovery proceeding for the balance amount in dispute shall be deemed to be stay. Now, it's a quick chart. You can say if you are making the appeal to the appellate authority, admitted part in full and 10% of the CGST in dispute, subject to the maximum of 25 crore. And if it is involved IGST, I can say admitted part full and 25 की जगह कितना हो जाएगा 50 crore. Appellate tribunal, admitted part in full plus 20% of the CGST in dispute, in addition to the amount deposited before the appellate authority as a pre-deposit. But here the 20% of the IGST subject to the maximum of 100 crore. We have already know, and we had the example. This point I have already explained in the last penalty chapter also. Okay. But let me repeat again. Equivalent amount of the SGST is also required to be deposited. Therefore, whether appeal involves CGST and SGST or IGST, in both the cases, the maximum amount for the first appeal would be 50 crore and maximum amount for the second appeal, that is tribunal, it will be 100 crore. Okay. So, example, ABC Limited received an adjudication order demanding CGST SGST 200 crore. ABC Private Limited filed an appeal. ABC, I will not show the case study. You are requested to solve directly. You have to give the answer. Listen carefully. The total demand is 200 crore. ABC Private Limited filed the appeal to the appellate authority. Amount of the pre-deposit is 20 crore. Total demand is 200 crore. First level of appeal, appellate authority, he has deposited 10%, that is 20 crore. Next is equivalent amount has been paid of SGST also. Okay. So this is 200 crore CGST plus 200 crore SGST. रिक्वेस्ट है एक बार आप स्टडी मटेरियल ओपन मत करना, प्लीज डू नॉट ओपन द स्टडी मटेरियल, ठीक है। Thus, therefore, total 40 crore has been deposited for filing the appeal. Now, the appellate authority has decided the case in favor of the department, confirming the entire demand. The amount of pre-deposit filing the appeal before the tribunal would be, कितना pre-deposit होगा ट्रिब्यूनल के पास में जब अपील फाइल होगी, when this particular ABC Private Limited, when file the appeal to the tribunal, what could be the pre-deposit CGST and SGST? टोटल अलग अलग आप टोटल अमाउंट बताइए कितना डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा CGST का, how much is of SGST, therefore the total amount would be how much of the pre-deposit for making the appeal to the tribunal. This is my question to all of you. कितना अमाउंट प्री डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा, हाउ मच अमाउंट विल बी प्री डिपॉजिटेड टू द ट्रिब्यूनल? Now, why? See, I have deposited 20 crore CGST and 20 crore SGST. Now, when I'm making the appeal to the appellate tribunal, I have to pay accepted amount as nil. I have to pay 20%. This 20% is additionally. Do I need to reduce this much of the amount? Answer is no. What is the total disputed amount? 200 crore. Again, you have to pay 20%, means 40 crore CGST and 40 crore SGST. You have to deposit 80 crore as a pre-deposit for filing the appeal to the tribunal. I hope it is clear. Let's talk about next question. If the total demand is 1200 crore, total demand by appellate authority, total demand by appellate authority 1200 crore IGST, and out of which the applicant is saying whereas complete जितना भी डिस्कशन किया था लास्ट क्वेश्चन में, that was completely tax. 200 crore is the tax CGST, 200 crore is SGST. उसका 20% वापस डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा. इट वुड नॉट बी 36. ऐसा नहीं कि जो मैंने डिपॉजिट कर दिया उसको माइनस करना है, नहीं. Whatever the amount has been deposited at first appeal, that will not be deducted. You have to again deposit 20% additionally. तो मतलब क्या होगा, 40 CGST, 200 crore का 20%, 40 CGST and 40 SGST. I hope it is clear. And out of that, let's say 100 is accepted and rest is balance is disputed. This is first appeal order. This is order of first appeal, not the adjudicating authority. I am talking about order of the appellate authority. Please tell me how much amount should be deposited to make the appeal to the appellate tribunal. Quickly बताएं, how much amount has to be deposited for making the appeal to the second level of appeal, that is appellate tribunal. The total demand was 1200 crore, out of which 100 crore is accepted, admitted, balance is disputed. Please tell me the total deposit to be made for making the appeal to the appellate tribunal. The answer is, oh, got your point. C, very good point by Kosiki. Let me re-explain that upper cap is only on the 10% or 20%. See, we are talking about admitted part and we are talking about disputed part. Correct. So the dispute is 10% or 20% subject to the upper cap of 50 crore or 100 crore. In this example, second level of appeal, we are admitting 100 crore plus, because total disputed is 1100 crore. Total disputed out of 1200 crore. If I have admitted 100 crore, then what is the disputed? 1100 crore. Iska 10%. What comes? 110 crore. But this amount would be subject to the maximum of 100 crore. So in this case, how much amount need to be deposited? Answer is 200 crore. Absolutely correct. Thank you. Fine. Interest on refund of pre-deposit. If the pre-deposit made by the appellant before the first appeal, appellate authority or tribunal is required to be refund consequent to the order, so it will be refunded as per the interest at the rate of 6% according to section 56. Production of additional evidence. So I think this is your question. Probably you will get the answer. Shivam, you will get the answer from here. Production of additional evidence before the authority or the tribunal. Section 112 of the CGST rule lays down the appellant shall not be produced before the appellate authority or the tribunal any evidence, whether oral or documentary, other than the evidence produced by him during the course of the proceeding before the adjudicating authority, or as the case may be, the appellate authority. विराज आप क्या कह रहे हो, समझ में नहीं आ रहा मुझे. 300 करोड़ सीजीएसटी कैसे, क्या प्री डिपॉजिट अमाउंट 90 करोड़, 390 करोड़. $300 कहां से आया? विराज एक बार क्विकली मैं बता देता हूं, मैं हिंदी में बता रहा हूं, वापस रिपीट कर रहा हूं इसलिए मैं हिंदी यूज कर रहा हूं. टोटल डिमांड विराज कितनी थी? 1200 करोड़ की. फर्स्ट अपील का मैटर क्लोज हो गया, वो डायरेक्टली सेकंड अपील के ऊपर क्वेश्चन था. विराज एक बार क्विकली कंफर्म करना, टोटल डिमांड 1200 करोड़ की थी, उसमें 100 करोड़ उसने एडमिट किया कि भाई इतना मैं एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूं, मेरी गलती है. तो डाउट कितने पे? 1100 करोड़ पर. डाउट कितने पर है? 1100 करोड़ पर. क्विकली कंफर्म करना विराज. तो 1100 करोड़ का 20% जमा करना है. मैंने शायद एग्जांपल में गलत लिखा, प्रोबेबली, आई थिंक. हाँ, एम आई, यू आर राइट. यहाँ पे 10 मत लिखिए सर, यू आर राइट, यहाँ पे 20 लिखिए, सॉरी, यहाँ पे 20 लिखिए. तो 220 करोड़, 220 करोड़, बट सब्जेक्ट टू द मैक्सिमम ऑफ 100 करोड़. तो ये 100 और ये 100, टोटल कितना हो गया? 200 करोड़. मिस्टेक एक्सेप्टेड, थोड़ा सा मैंने परसेंटेज गलत निकाला, 10 की जगह 20 निकाला था. आई होप इट इज क्लियर नाउ. विराज अब सही है ना? एक बार कंफर्म करना विराज, ठीक है ना? So production of additional evidence, rule 112 of the CGST rule lays down the appellant that the appellant shall not be allowed to produce additional evidence, whether oral or documentary. नहीं, सेपरेट है। कौशिकी इंक्लूड नहीं है, जो फर्स्ट लेवल पे जमा करा दिया वो एक्सक्लूड है, सेकंड पर आपको एडिशनली जमा करवाना पड़ेगा। ठीक है ना? तो अगर आईजीएसटी है तो मैक्सिमम अपर कैप 100 करोड़, और सीजीएसटी है तो 50 करोड़ सीजीएसटी, 50 करोड़ एसजीएसटी। तो टोटल अमाउंट सेकंड अपील में मैक्सिमम इट वुड बी 200 करोड़, इट वुड बी 100 करोड़ ओनली। फर्स्ट अपील में 25 सीजीएसटी, 25 एसजीएसटी, टोटल 50 करोड़। अगर आईजीएसटी तो भी 50 करोड़। ठीक है ना? हाँ। रूल 112, रूल 112, इट सेज दैट, ठीक है, एक्सेप्शन, हाउएवर the rules provide the following exceptional circumstances where the production of additional evidence would be allowed. Where the adjudicating authority or appellate authority has refused to admit evidence. Where the appellant was prevented by sufficient cause from producing the evidence which he was called upon to produce by the adjudicating or appellate authority. Where the appellant was prevented by sufficient cause from producing before the adjudicating authority any evidence which is relevant to any ground of appeal. Prevented है तो where the adjudicating authority has made the order against without giving sufficient opportunity to provide additional to adduce, to give the additional record relevant to the ground of the appeal. So that is okay. It means somehow he could not be able to submit, and as a result he now would be allowed to submit the additional record evidence. ठीक है? Otherwise he is not allowed to give the additional evidence. No additional evidence shall be admitted unless the appellate authority or tribunal records in writing the reason for its admission. ठीक है? The appellate authority or appellate tribunal shall not take any additional evidence unless the adjudicating authority or an officer authorized in this behalf has been allowed a reasonable opportunity to examine the evidence or document or to cross-examine any witness produced by the applicant or produce any evidence, any witness in rebuttal of additional evidence produced by the appellant. The provision of this rule shall not affect the power of appellate authority or tribunal to direct the production of any document or examination of any witness to enable it to dispose of the appeal. ठीक है? I think Shivam, I hope it is clear now, ना? तो उस time probably I was not able to give the complete answer. Now after reading the rule 112, it is clear to you. चलो, ग्रेट यार। Appearance by authorized representative. Any person who is entitled or required to appear before the GST officer or appellate authority or tribunal in connection with any proceeding under CGST may appear through authorized representative except when he is required under the act to appear personally for examination on oath or affirmation. तो जब उसकी oath लेनी है, otherwise आप रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के थ्रू अपीयर हो सकते हैं। Who can be the authorized representative? Broadly, An authorized representative can be relatives, can be employee, advocate, chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary, or the GST practitioner. It is also provided that a specified indirect tax gazetted officer can appear as the authorized representative after 1 year from the date of the retirement of resignations. Disqualification. First, that who has been dismissed or removed from the government service, who is convicted of an offense connected with any proceeding under GST law or under earlier regime or under any act passed by the state legislature dealing with the tax on sale of the goods or supply of the goods or services. Who is found guilty of misconduct by the prescribed authority or who is adjudged as an insolvent shall be qualified to represent any person. Let me repeat again. The GST law provides some disqualification for an authorized representative, lays down that no person shall be qualified to represent any person for all time in case of the person referred to in clause A, clause B, clause C. लेकिन जो insolvent है वो for the period during which the insolvency continue, he shall not be qualified. In the case of the person referred to in clause D. Any person who has been disqualified under the provision of SGST shall be deemed to be the disqualified of SGST. Now, section 117. The law provides that any person aggrieved by the order of the state bench or area bench of the tribunal file appeal to the High Court. High Court may admit such appeal if it is satisfied that case involves substantial question of law. तो फैक्ट जो फैक्ट फाइंडिंग अथॉरिटी है, क्वेश्चन ऑफ फैक्ट के ऊपर लास्ट लेवल क्या है? अपीलेट ट्रिब्यूनल. क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ के ऊपर हाईकोर्ट में जा सकते हैं, बट अगर ये क्वेश्चन ऑफ फैक्ट है तो अपीलेट ट्रिब्यूनल वुड बी द लास्ट अथॉरिटी फॉर फैक्ट फाइंडिंग. Substantial question generally means question that must be answered by applying relevant legal principle to interpretation of law. This is distinct from the question of the fact that must be answered by evaluating the relevant fact or the evidence as well as inference arising from those facts. Unlike answer to the question of fact, which are dependent on the particular circumstances or factual situation, answer to the question of law being based on the legal principle can be applied to many situations. Recently, Supreme Court in the case of Nazir Muhammad versus J. Kamala and others pronounced that to be substantial, a question of law must be debatable, not previously settled by the law of land or any binding precedent, and must have a material bearing on the decision of the case and on the right of the parties before it if answered either way. For instance, the question as regard applicability of exemption notification to a taxpayer due to the two possible interpretation of the notification could be a question of law. Determination of the quantum of the exemptions available to the taxpayer could be a question of fact. Time limit 180 days. ठीक है. Form it would be APL 08. Decision of the High Court. On being satisfied that the substantial question of law is involved, High Court shall formulate that question and the appeal. एक मिनट दीजिएगा. And the appeal shall be heard only on the question so formulated. However, the High Court has the power to hear the appeal on any other substantial question of law if it is satisfied that the case involves such question. High Court shall decide the question of law so formulated and deliver the judgment containing the ground on which such decision is founded and may award such cost as it deem fit. High Court may determine any issue which has not been determined by the tribunal or has been wrongly determined by the tribunal or by reason of the decision on question of law. The Code of Civil Procedure relating to the appeal to the High Court shall apply to the appeal before the High Court under this section. Appeal shall be heard by the bench of not less than 2 judges, and the point on which they differ, if any, shall then be heard upon the point only by one more judge of the High Court. Final judgment on the point shall be invoked for obtaining the stay pending disposal of appeal. Appeal to the Supreme Court. Can any participant tell me the decision of any Supreme Court judgment which you have read in your syllabus? एक डिसीजन, कोई भी पार्टिसिपेंट एक डिसीजन जीएसटी के रिगार्ड में सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, एनी वन डिसीजन which is you have already discussed, definitely you already have discussed the decision of the Supreme Court in any of the GST matter. कोई भी एक मैटर में जो आपके लिए रिलेवेंट है, जो आपने पढ़ा है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द जीएसटी. नो आइडिया? ग्रेट. मोहित मिंदल. मोहित मिंदल एक ऐसा जजमेंट है जो मोस्टली सभी जीएसटी में जो काम कर रहे हैं वो सभी लोग जानते हैं. Please confirm, is it correct or not correct? Please confirm my statement, is it correct or not correct? As per the decision of the Mohit Mineral, now there is no reverse charge on, there is no reverse charge on the ocean freight if the goods is imported on FOB basis. क्वेश्चन मैंने जो पूछा मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूं. इफ आई हैव इंपोर्टेड द गुड्स इन एफओबी बेसिस एज पर द मोहित मिनरल जजमेंट, आई एम नॉट रिक्वायर्ड टू पे एनी टैक्स अंडर रिवर्स चार्ज ऑन ओशन फ्रेट. इज इट करेक्ट और नॉट करेक्ट? इज इट करेक्ट और नॉट करेक्ट? You have to tell me that is it correct or not correct. As per the Mohit Mineral judgment, if I am importing the goods on FOB basis, I am not required to deposit the GST under reverse charge on ocean freight. Is it correct or not correct? Shivam. अच्छा, प्रीवियस क्लास मोहित मिनरल की केसेस का इसीलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूं, इसीलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूं. The answer is not correct. Not correct. Because not correct. Because in the Mohit Mineral judgment, they have stuck down the entry if goods were imported on CIF basis, not on FOB basis. तो FOB basis में अगर मैं गुड्स इंपोर्ट करता हूं, स्टिल आई नीड टू पे द जीएसटी अंडर रिवर्स चार्ज ऑन ओशन फ्रेट. मोहित मिनरल clarified the matter only in case of the CIF basis, not on FOB basis. चलिए सर. Law provide for appeal to the Supreme Court from any judgment order passed by the High Court. In any case, on its own motion or an application made by or on behalf of the party aggrieved, immediately after passing the judgment or order, the High Court certified to be fit one for appeal to the Supreme Court. A appeal shall also rise to the Supreme Court अगर नेशनल बेंच या रीजनल बेंच, इफ द डिसीजन इज बीइंग पास्ड बाय द ट्रिब्यूनल बाय नेशनल और रीजनल बेंच. द प्रोविजन ऑफ द कोड ऑफ द सिविल प्रोसीजर रिलेटिंग टू द अपील टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट shall apply to the appeal before the Supreme Court under this section. Pre-deposit of all tax dues will be required unless a stay is obtained from the Supreme Court pending the disposal of the appeal. The national or the regional bench of the tribunal has jurisdiction to entertain the appeal if the dispute is involved the place of the supply. We have already discussed. Some due to be paid notwithstanding appeal. Some due to the government as a result of order passed by the tribunal or the High Court, notwithstanding that an appeal has been preferred to the High Court or Supreme Court, shall be payable in accordance with the order so passed. Now, appeal not to be filed in certain cases. In the tax dispute, the tax department is always an opposite party. From a practical standpoint of view, many appeals are instituted by the tax department. The section contains provision that aim at limiting the filing of appeal by the CGST officer in non-complex matter and the matter involving the small tax amount. CGST officer, while providing for non-filing of the appeal by the CGST officer in certain cases, the section also provides such steps should not stop the tax department to file the appeal in other similar cases. क्या है? The board on the recommendation of the council issue the order or instruction or direction fixing the monetary limit for regulating the filing of appeal by the GST officer. Non-filing of the appeal by the CGST officer on account of the such monetary limit fixed by the board shall not exclude such officer from filing the appeal in any other case involving the same or similar issue or question of law. No person who is a party in application or appeal can contend that CGST officer has acquiesced in the decision on the disputed issue by not filing an appeal on account of the monetary limit. The appellate tribunal or the court hearing such appeal shall have the regard to the circumstances for non-filing of appeal or application by the CGST officer on account of the monetary limit fixed by the board. So, non-appealable decision, certain decision or order are not appealable. Agar order to direct the transfer of the proceeding from one officer to the another officer. An order pertaining to the seizure and detention of the books that cannot be appealable. Agar prosecution under this act, ठीक है. And section 80, payment of the tax in installment. Quickly tell me which tax are not allowed as an installment. Which dues are not allowed as an installment? We have discussed one thing in the section 80 that you cannot take the installment of one categories of the transaction or one category of the tax. What was that? By this I have completed the chapter and अशोक जी सेंटर में कर दीजिएगा. मैं अब सिर्फ लास्ट 10 मिनट रिवीजन करूंगा, क्विक रिवीजन. तो मैं स्टॉप कर रहा हूं शेयरिंग. Fine. Shall we start? Sorry. Shall we start? Fine. Right. Self-assessed tax. Let me start to quickly revise the entire chapter. Today we have completed the appeal and revision chapter. Appellate authority consists of two different categories. We are looking that if order is passed by one category of the officer, then it will goes to that particular appeal, commissioner appeal or direct additional or joint commissioner appeal, something like we have discussed. It depends upon the who has passed the order, then the appeal would lies with this particular officer. Can you clarify that when the appeal would goes to the commissioner appeal? If the order passed by if the decision or order against which we are making the appeal is passed by which categories of the officer, then the appeal, first appeal would lies with the commissioner appeal. Answer is additional or joint commissioner. Second question, if the order not passed by the additional or joint commissioner, then appeal would lies with which officer? Like appeal, like decision or order given by the, let's say, deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, superintendent, then the appeal would lies with the which commissioner? Correct. Correct. Joint commissioner. The answer is joint commissioner. What is the time limit to file the appeal? First level of appeal, appellate authority. What is the time limit to file the appeal to the appellate authority? What is the time limit to file the appeal to the appellate authority? The answer to the last question was the joint commissioner. What is the time limit to file the appeal to the appellate authority? Yes. First by the taxpayer is, then by the department is. You have to tell me what is the time limit for the taxpayer, and you have to tell me what is the time limit for the department. Three plus 1 month by the taxpayer and 6 plus 1 month by the department. Absolutely correct. 1 month is the condonation of delay. Next question. In case of the revisional authority, they cannot, there is a time limit. There is a time limit that they will not start the proceeding before this period, and they cannot listen or they cannot entertain any revision order after this period. What was the minimum period? What was the maximum period? We have discussed that the power of the revisions is subject to certain condition. What was the condition? We have discussed that this period has not expired and subject to the maximum of this period. So there was a minimum period and there was a maximum period in case of the section 108, that is revisional authority. बहुत बढ़िया, very nice question. The period of 6 months not expired and more than 3 years have expired. More than 3 years have not been expired. मतलब 6 महीने से 3 साल के अंदर अंदर उसे वो डिसीजन या ऑर्डर उसको लिसन करना है. Yes, before 6 months cannot entertain, or after 3 years cannot entertain. And yes, 3 years will exclude the stay period. Absolutely correct. Please tell me the pre-deposit in detail. What is the percentage of the pre-deposit for first appeal and for second appeal? Please explain in detail. Please explain the pre-deposit. Actually, letter of 1 year. See, if any point is not heard by the, we normally know that order cannot be revised if it is subject to the appeal. Correct. See, in the appeal, one particular matter or one particular point has not been raised in any appeal. Then on that point, revision can be possible. Even if it is subject to the appeal, but yes, that point has not been raised in an appeal, for which, yes, it is possible. Clear? So, what is the time limit? Or what is the monetary or what is the pre-deposit percentage? First case, admitted full, okay. And full would be of tax, interest, penalty, fees, or others, everything. Not admitted, if it is first level of appeal, 10% of the disputed tax. Great. And subject to the maximum of 50 crore. Subject to the maximum of 50 crore. This is appellate authority. And what is the appellate tribunal? Full amount which is admitted, tax, interest, penalty, fees, others, plus 20% disputed tax additionally. Subject, this 20% is subject to the maximum of this subject to the maximum of 100 crore. Correct, na? Can you please tell me, we have discussed 4 category of the benches in the tribunal. What was the name of the 4 benches? Some center benches, some कुछ नाम पढ़ा था हमने. We have discussed 4 name in the appellate tribunal, 4 category of the benches. Can you please tell me what are the 4 benches? Yes. Regional bench, state bench, national bench, area bench. Correct. Please tell me, out of these 4 benches, who will hear the, so, okay, let me ask the question in different way. Which matter would be heard by the national bench? Which matter heard by the national bench? Which dispute would be heard by the national bench? Which matter would be heard by the national bench? Answer is place of the supply. Place of the supply. Quickly tell me name of the benches for which next level of the appeal would goes to the High Court. Out of the 4 benches, please tell me the name of the benches. If we are not satisfied with the order passed by that bench, then we have to file the appeal to the High Court instead of the Supreme Court. Whereas if matter disputed not with related to law, if matter disputed related to the place of supply. Kaushik, absolutely correct. To reduce the burden, I'll discuss this question after that. The answer to my question, that decision passed by the state bench or area bench would be heard to the, or next level of appeal would be the High Court. The regional and national bench ka decision against which we can file the appeal to the Supreme Court. And therefore we can say national and region are same power. National and regional are same power. State and area would be same power. They are allocating, creating the number of the benches to reduce the workload, to give the faster decision. That's it. ठीक है. That in which case authorized representative cannot appear and the person should appear instead of the authorized representative. किस केस में authorized representative present नहीं हो सकता? In which case the authorized representative is disqualified to appear any case. कौन से केस में authorized representative would not be qualified or who are not qualified as a authorized representative? Yes, I have asked two questions. If you can understand, I have asked two questions. Thank you so much. Yes, when examination or oath, then it has to be represented, not to be represented through authorized representative. And second question was, who are disqualified for authorized representative? Disqualification for an authorized representative. What is the disqualification for an authorized representative? Yes, disqualification is like dismissed or removed from the government or insolvent, guilty, etc. ठीक है. What is the time limit to make the appeal to High Court? What is the time limit to make the appeal to High Court? What is the time limit to make the appeal to High Court? What is the time limit to make the appeal to High Court? Time limit is 180 days. The last question for the day, non-appealable decision or order, section 121. Which order are not appealable order? Against which we cannot go for appeal? कौन से डिसीजन, कौन से ऑर्डर नॉन अपीलेबल है? प्लीज टेल मी. ये मैंने फास्ट रीड किया था ऐसा, क्योंकि मैं एक बार और रीड कर चुका था. Because of that, because I read already, let me slowly explain once again. So there are certain decision or order of which we cannot make the appeal. First, if the order is being passed for directing the transfer of proceeding from one officer to the another officer. See, file has been transferred from one officer to another officer. You cannot make an appeal. Why my file has been transferred. Second is seizure or retention of the books of accounts. ठीक है. Third is order for prosecution. Fourth is order passed under section 80, that payment of tax in installment. अभी ठीक है? Is it clear now? ठीक है. चलो सर. Any question? Otherwise, from my side, this today class is completed. I hope you all are liking the class. एक बार कंफर्म करना, सभी को समझ में आ रहा ना जो मैं पढ़ा रहा हूं? एवरीथिंग इज ओके? रिवीजन अथॉरिटी का टाइम लिमिट वो पढ़ा था ना, 6 महीना से पहले और 3 साल मैक्सिमम। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच, विल मीट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। 1 ईयर और 3 ईयर, बेटा वो टाइम था। अगर सी, क्या मैं उसके लिए रिवीजन कर सकता हूं जो मैटर सब्जेक्ट टू दी अपील है? अपीलेट अथॉरिटी में, ट्रिब्यूनल में अगर कोई मैटर पेंडिंग है, अपीलेट अथॉरिटी में पेंडिंग है, क्या मैं उसकी अपील रिवीजन के लिए रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता हूं? आंसर इज नो, करेक्ट। बट सपोज एनी पॉइंट हैज नॉट बीन, एनी पॉइंट, सपोज 10 मैटर है, उसमें आपने जब अपील किया ना वो 5 मैटर के लिए की है, तो एनी पॉइंट इन विच अपील हैज नॉट बीन फाइल्ड, फॉर दैट अपील हैज नॉट बीन फाइल्ड, उसके लिए आप रिवीजन कर सकते हैं। अपर लिमिट वही सेम है, 3 साल वाली। द अपर लिमिट वुड सेम 3 years। क्लियर हुआ? ठीक है, फाइन। चलो, थैंक यू वेरी मच, गुड बाय टू ऑल ऑफ यू, विल मीट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। अशोक जी, अब